Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to Geek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
Big Bucket.
Big Buckus. Walter Payton, it's the man. Finds Cole Kmet wide open. Touchdown, Bears. Let's go. Who is this?
Georgia.
Nice throw, Jay Fields. Think I can fit in as like a water boy for the Panthers or something? I'm not talking about get on the field, It's picked off. Picked off an end zone by Kyler Gordon. Let's go. Put some respect on Kyler Gordon's name. And as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
What is going on, Chicago Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another quick little live stream right here on Geek on the Mic. Happy Friday to every single one of you guys. Once again, like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. First and foremost, if you're watching the live stream right now, make sure you also hit the like button of this live stream as well. That will really help the channel as well. But I just want to come on here really quick to address some rumors. I was going to do a pre-recorded video and post it today, but I don't really have a lot of time to do that. This is going to be a quick little live stream. Once again, if you guys have questions in the chat, feel free to ask me those questions. But obviously, you see the title of today's video. Rumor, Justin Fields is staying in Chicago. Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. But I've been hearing so many different rumors saying the Bears are going to trade the number 1 overall pick. The Bears are taking Caleb Williams. Justin Fields is staying. What in the hell is going on? What in the world is going to happen? Ryan Poles, just make a decision. And I know he's probably going to wait this out probably into the NFL draft, but I sure hope not, because at this point, he just needs to make a decision, because I think all Bears fans at this moment need this, because the amount of things I've seen on Twitter going in many different directions saying, report, Justin Fields will be traded. Report, Justin Fields is staying in Chicago. Report, the Chicago Bears will draft Caleb Williams in the 2024 NFL draft. Report or rumor, the Bears will trade the number 1 overall pick and trade Justin Fields. I have heard it all, Bears fans, and at this point, I just need it to stop. It is absolutely insane to me, the amount of rumors that we hear. So a couple of things I want to talk about. First and foremost, Adam Schefter yesterday was, I believe, on NFL Network, and he brought up, we're talking about the Chicago Bears, and he was like, it's leaning towards the Bears, not trading the number 1 overall pick and just selecting Caleb Williams with that pick, right, in the draft. But he's like, he did say, I think. He didn't say, I know. He's like, I think there's also people within the organization that want to keep Justin Fields around. And now there's that speculation. Okay, who in the organization will want to keep Justin Fields around? Is it Ryan Poles? Is it Matt Eberflus? Is it Ian Cunningham? Is it Kevin Warren? There's a lot of people that probably want to keep Justin Fields within the organization. Things are getting a little bit complicated, because at the same time, you have to understand that Fields' market, if they do want to trade Justin Fields, though they say Fields' market is very low. So what is the actual compensation that we can actually get for Justin Fields at this moment in time? It started off being a 2nd round pick. Now it's even going as low as a 4th or a 5th round pick. And how I feel about that, Bears fans, is I don't want to give Justin Fields away for a bag of chips. I really don't. I think if teams are offering a 4th or 5th round pick, I'm not sure what Ryan Poles is going to do. How highly does Ryan Poles value Justin Fields? At this point, I'm not really sure if Ryan Poles actually wants to trade Justin Fields for a 4th or 5th round pick. If he does trade Justin Fields for just a 4th or 5th round pick, that means he is truly in love with quarterback Caleb Williams. At this point, I don't know what is going to happen. So obviously, Adam Schefter, like I mentioned, came out yesterday on NFL Network and says, I think there's people within the organization that want to keep quarterback Justin Fields around. Rather you want to believe him, rather you don't. That is your business. That is what Adam Schefter said. And then another Bears fan, he has a pretty big social media following on Instagram. He's Mikey Bear Down Cuz. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of him. He's never reported news before. So a lot of people are like, okay, what's actually his credibility? And once again, you can believe him or you don't have to believe him. But one thing I can say about Mikey is that he wouldn't just be saying crap just for the clicks, right? There's a lot of people out there that will just say things for the clicks, like Colin Cowherd is one of those guys that will say things just for the clicks. But Mikey is not one of those guys that will just say things out of his ass just to get more followers right on Instagram. He said this today on Twitter. He said, breaking. I have it from a source as close to the situation as you can be at this point that Justin Fields is, in fact, staying in Chicago, barring something very unforeseen, drastic. Still no official word on what Bears will do with number 1 overall pick. But then, a couple hours later, Adam Rank, while he was doing his live stream, was sitting there saying, hey, well, as I'm doing my show right now, there's people texting me saying that Justin Fields is gone. They're going to take Caleb Williams and Justin Fields is gone. And this is what I'm talking about. At this moment, I think what all Bears fans should do, including myself, is block everything about the Chicago Bears and just wait for Ryan Poles to come out and say what he's going to do with the pick. Because I don't know at this moment what to believe. And that's the thing. It's line season. You can't believe everything that you see. And I think that is the big issue. That is the big issue, is that you can't believe everything you see in this moment in time. Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears, I truly believe that everything is still on the table. I don't think anything is set in stone. Justin Fields could still be a Chicago Bear, and they could trade the number 1 overall pick. But Ryan Poles and Chicago Bears could still very well trade the number 1 overall pick as well. And that means keep the number 1 overall pick and draft Caleb Williams as well. Everything is on the table. And I think that's one of the big things that I think we have to realize as Bears fans when we're talking about this or making everything up in our minds on social media, is that you can't just say things just to say things at this point. And Ryan Poles has yet to come out and make that assumption that, like, hey, I'm keeping Justin Fields, or hey, I'm going to draft Caleb Williams. No one knows. No one knows what's going to happen. So this Bears civil war that's going on right now is kind of pointless. But obviously, the rumor going around right now is it seems like it's leaning Justin Fields staying in Chicago. Is it a guarantee to happen? No, that's not what I'm saying on today's live stream. It's not guaranteed to happen. Caleb Williams is still very much in play. Trading the number 1 overall pick is still very much in play. Keeping quarterback Justin Fields is still very much in play. So I don't know what is going to happen. I really don't. I wish I had more information on this, but it seems like the rumor going around and what everyone is saying is that it may be leaning towards Justin Fields staying in Chicago. And it may be because the value for Justin Fields that Ryan Poles and the Bears once thought was going to be a 2nd-round pick is only a 4th and 5th round pick. And I don't think Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears want to give up Justin Fields for only a 4th or 5th round pick. I think they're at least looking for possibly a 3. Of course, they would take a 2, but I think the lowest they'll go on Justin Fields is possibly a 3rd round pick. Because whatever you guys think of Justin Fields is totally your opinion, and I respect that. It is what it is at this point. But I think we can all agree that Justin Fields is at least worth a 3rd round pick. I would hope everyone can agree with that. I know there's some Bears fans that say, Justin Fields is worth a 6th round pick. He's been that bad, but I think Justin Fields is at least worth a 3rd round pick. That's what I'm thinking. So as we're talking about this, if you guys want to go ahead and ask me some questions, obviously, like I said, the rumor going around, it seems like they're going to keep quarterback Justin Fields, but everything is in play for the Chicago Bears, and that's what makes Ryan Poles a great GM, in my opinion. So let's go ahead in the comment section and check out who's in the chat right now. Aaron says, yo, what's going on, Aaron? Thank you so much for joining me. We also have Levante Rogers. What's going on, Levante? He said, yo, what's going on with you? We have Julia in the chat, says bear down to you as well. Aaron also says, I really hope he stays. People stay hating on Fields, but he has so much talent. It's unbelievable. Hashtag bear down to you as well. Michael's in the chat, says, I sure hope Fields stays. Yes, that's still an option in my book. I think it's still an option. Julia says, oh, wow, first name Aaron, next person, last name Rogers. Not Rogers, but I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. Michael's in the chat, says, we need to trade the number 1 overall pick and get picks. Too many needs with only 5 picks. I definitely agree. And the Bears didn't even get any compensatory picks. Like, we need picks, right? We only have 5 picks in the draft. So I'm really excited to see what Ryan Poles does to get more picks. Someone says, bro, it's a line season. You can't believe anything you hear, respectfully. And that's what I just said. You're absolutely right. We Philip in the chat says, hey, Keek, happy Friday, buddy. Happy Friday to you as well, Philip. Thank you so much for coming in. Kyle said, Keek clickbaited me. I'm sorry if I did. I wasn't meaning to do that. And like I said, I did put rumor. It's not like I put breaking news, right? I did put rumor. So at least I gave you some forewarning. Nothing's a done deal yet. Larry Foster says, hope we trade the number 1 overall pick. Definitely in a possibility. Philip says, Bears need picks. Where are they going to get them from? If they trade Justin Fields and get a couple picks there, you trade down from number 9, you maybe get a couple picks there. But obviously, I feel like the biggest haul would come from trading the number 1 overall pick. I think everyone can agree on that. We have Levante Rogers saying, nah, as fans, we need the fallback. Absolutely. Muck the General says, Fields is Audi 5000. LOL. That's funny. Farron says Fields is sustainable, better than any quarterback in the draft. We need just to draft Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon, the center. Really like that pickup. The next best lineman in the draft, and we'll be golden. Yeah, built through the trenches. That's definitely not a bad idea whatsoever. Mark says Poles is doing his job, and if it takes a little bit longer, and Poles I trust. Absolutely. I trust Poles' decisions, and obviously this is a monumental decision, historic decision for the Chicago Bears. Not an easy one for Ryan Poles to make. Philip says George McCaskey's the one that's probably saying, hey, we need to keep Justin Fields. Maybe it's Kevin Warren. Maybe it's Matt Eberflus. Who knows? Who knows within the organization? I know there's a lot of teammates that want to keep Justin Fields. I'll tell you that. But obviously, they do not make the decisions. Kyle said they won't have Kale's medicals until a top 30 visit. Nothing will happen before that day. I absolutely agree. Adam C, 5 picks? No. Trade down for the haul? Yep. I think they should definitely consider it. I think that is in play for them to trade down from the number 1 overall pick. Jason McDonald says, I said at the end of the season, the Bears will trade the number 1 overall pick and keep Fields, and that's what is going to happen. I think it's definitely in play. I definitely agree with you. That is definitely in play. No one wants JF1, but we should keep him. Shake my head. Yeah, hey, sometimes the logic doesn't make sense, but I think at the end of the day, Ryan Poles probably still values Justin Fields for at least a 2nd or 3rd round pick. If someone's going to give you a 5th or 6th round pick for Justin, you're not going to trade him. Unless you're really that in love with Caleb Williams. Philip says Caleb Williams will struggle with the O-line and wide receiver group if they don't add depth to them to those positions. Injuries do happen. Definitely agree. Julia says, I am sure Fields is staying. Do right by Justin. Just getting excited in the video. I think he got news from Poles that he is the QB and to stay off social media. Poles loves picks, so trading 1. That is really good logic, Julia. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Philip says, get more draft picks. Adam says, sneaky Caleb don't want to play for the Bears. I really think Caleb Williams may want to play for the Washington Commanders. He wants to go back to his hometown, which rightfully so. But I think where the Commanders are kind of struggling right now about trading up possibly to number 1 is that, like, man, the Ryan Poles and the Bears made the Carolina Panthers look silly last offseason. We do not want to be the Carolina Panthers, right? So I think that's what's kind of going on right now. They're not trying to repeat what the Carolina Panthers did in that mistake. He said, let's go, JF1, bear down. Yes, bear down to you as well. Kyle Waddle says, maybe they will make Justin the punt return next year. He probably could do it. Who knows? Philip says, exactly, Keek. Thank you so much for engaging with me. I really, really appreciate it. Someone said, did we just sign Saquon? No, not yet. There's been no word of us signing anyone. Obviously, the tampering period starts on Monday. I'll probably be on a live stream as well. Hopefully breaking all the latest news and signings for the Chicago Bears. So keep a lookout for that as well. Someone says, I love Justin. He's a great kid, but he hasn't improved, so he needs to go. A change of scenery will be good for him and us. That could be true. That definitely could be true. Someone said, need this. Adam C says, Keek on the mic, Bears GM. Maybe I should go in there and give Ryan Poles some pointers. Actually, don't let me do that. Don't let me do that. Gotta say, Mug is more respectful than Leonidas. The same shit Cap is calling for says, fix O-line and wide receiver and coaching, giving both things to both players. Short-term JF1 will be better than Caleb Williams. Yes, I definitely agree. I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be that guy that comes in right away and takes the league by storm. Maybe he will. Maybe he will be like a CJ Stroud. Who knows? But I don't know. It just depends on if the Bears have the pieces in place, right? I think it seems like they have the coaching in place, but do they still have the team in place to really build around Caleb Williams? Chris Cook says he has improved. He hasn't leaked, but absolutely has improved. Building around him will show his actual ceiling. Absolutely. I definitely agree. How you know what you have until you build a team. That's definitely true. Sean Dorsey, thank you so much for joining the chat. Says Justin Fields stays. Enough said. Thank you for that. Craig McQueen, thank you so much for joining the chat. Craig says, what's up, bro? What's going on with you, Craig? Thank you so much for joining Keek on the mic on this Friday. Hope you guys are ready for a good weekend. Like I said, this is the last weekend until we get some big news. Obviously, free agency starts next week. The legal tampering period starts on Monday. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to breaking some news for you guys. Hopefully we add some amazing talent to this football team to make our team a whole lot better. We have Unapologetic Truth in the chat, says bear down to you as well. Someone asked, does anyone else think Caleb is extremely arrogant? I think he just has a healthy confidence about him. He definitely has that aura of like, hey, I'm better than you every time I step on the football field, which to me is just fine. That's just a competitor to him. But I think some people can think that he's arrogant, but I think he'll be all right. Terrence says, keep Justin, please. Eric says, let's go, JF1 and the Bears. Yes, bear down to you. Unapologetic Truth says, Washington said they are in fact putting a big package together to present to polls for Caleb. I hope so. Because obviously Washington has those, they have the second overall pick. They have the 2 second rounders. They have some players that can possibly give up. I think at the end of the day, I think the pressure is more on the Washington Commanders because I know the Commander fan base is kind of like pushing like, hey, we need Caleb. Bring him home. This is his hometown. Let him come lead us to the promised land, right? So I think it's going to be interesting. Mark says, can't get enough draft capital just trading Fields. Absolutely. I think it would only get you 1 draft pick this year, right? So that would move us from 5 to 6. So you're still going to have a lot of holes to fill. Dave says, bear down, keep Fields. Yes, bear down to you as well. Jeffrey says, you ain't about it. You ain't Keek on the mic. I appreciate you, Jeffrey. I'm glad some of you guys actually like my intro. There's some people that hate my intro. They're like, Keek, that is disgusting. Get rid of the intro. I'm like, this intro is clean to me. I don't see any other Bears YouTuber having the intro that I have. And I'll say that. I think that's the one thing that I may have over some of the other content creators is my intro. Trying to be different, trying to be unique. We have Robert. Keeping Fields has been the plan the entire time. Maybe that is. Maybe that was the plan the entire time. Jeffrey says, that's my jam. I appreciate it. I remember I had when I first started, I had the super, super long intro. And, people were like, you got to shorten it up, Keek. So I shortened up the intro and I think people enjoy the new and improved intro. Someone says Chef Poles is cooking up a banger to keep Fields long-term with Flus. Maybe that is what they're thinking. We talked about it, the continuity of keeping Eberflus and then keeping Justin Fields together. And maybe they're a package deal. And I know there's been a lot of people, including my dad, was saying hey, son, it really doesn't make sense to keep Eberflus and talk about continuity, but then get rid of Justin Fields and move on. It's like you're just kind of repeating the cycle of, having this third-year head coach with a new quarterback. If that quarterback comes in and struggles, Matt Eberflus is going to get fired, and it's going to be a repeating cycle. That's what some people are kind of worried about. Robert says, nobody's offering anything for Fields because they know he was never up for being traded. Oh, that's good logic. I kind of thought about that as well. Maybe he was never available, so that's why people are like, hey, there's no value for him. Well, obviously, there's going to be no value for him if he's not, up actually for grabs. Floyd says, as long as we get Marvin Harrison Jr., I'd be happy. Me too. Adam C says, let Fields play out of the pocket all day and we'll be very happy. Yeah, obviously that's just Justin Fields' game. I do understand where people are coming from. There is some moments where you have to stay in the pocket and make those throws, right? You have to. But I think we all know Justin Fields is a dual threat quarterback. And what do dual threat quarterbacks do? You roll him out and let him play his game. Jay Bond says, can you touch on how the media has hijacked the operation and is trying to force Poles' hand? Yeah, here's the thing, Bears fans. The only people that really don't want Justin Fields, yeah, there's a minimal amount of Bears fans that don't want Justin Fields as well. But obviously the Chicago media and these analysts and stuff are pushing the narrative to get rid of Justin Fields. They have made up their mind that they want Caleb Williams. So they're just going to be trying to not really convince Ryan Poles, but obviously they're going to give their opinion, because out of anybody, that's who Ryan Poles probably hears the most, is the Chicago media. So it's going to be real awkward if they do keep Justin Fields and trade the pick, because most of the media have already stated that they are rolling with Caleb at this point and they want Justin Fields gone. So it's going to be interesting. It's definitely Chicago media. It's going to be interesting for sure. Michael says it was not a rumor. He was never leaving. Definitely. You definitely have a point. You never know. Someone said, how do you know JF1 staying? We don't know. That's why it's a rumor. That is the power of the rumor. It's just saying, hey, that's the rumors that we've been hearing. Obviously, we've heard rumors about them taking Caleb. We heard the rumors about them trading the number 1 overall pick. We've even heard rumors saying that they're going to trade both the number 1 overall pick and Justin Fields. That is the power of rumors. Nothing set in stone. William says they better keep Justin Fields and build around them. Yeah, I think that's the most logical thing. I think that's what logical people want to do. You know, when you talk to certain people, I get people that saying, okay, it's time to move on. It's cheaper to draft Caleb Williams, whatever. If you want to talk about money. But at the same time, Justin Fields was never dealt a good hand. Does he have his flaws? Absolutely. No one's saying Justin Fields is perfect, but the situation he was in wasn't perfect either. So it goes both ways. It goes both ways to me. Bear 51 says, all I can say, you better not trade him to the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, yeah. Justin Fields would torch us twice a year. He would torch us twice a year. And to me, I think I would just laugh at that point. Robert says, bull crap. Justin hasn't improved. Anybody who says that is a hater or ignorant. That's your opinion, Robert. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to argue with you. If that's what you believe. That's what you believe. Someone said, yo to you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. The afterlife of the Jew that tries to just sexuals. I'm keeping receipts on all you cultists. Your allegiance needs to leave when he is traded. You guys are pathetic. Okay. I'll make sure to pack my bags when he's traded. I'll pack my suitcase. All right, I'm going to leave the fan base now. I'll go support somewhere else. It's dumb. It's just a dumb narrative like that. If, like people that, and it goes both ways too. People are saying, okay, once Justin Fields is traded, get away from the fan base. It doesn't make sense. And vice versa. People that are saying, oh, once we don't draft Caleb Williams, the people that didn't want Justin Fields, the people that hated Justin Fields need to leave the fan base. To me, that's all bull crap. We're all Bears fans. Who cares? Who cares? Sean Thompson says, people saying if we draft Caleb, we need to shore up the O-line and get him more weapons or he will struggle. But the same people say Fields should be able to succeed with what he has. Really? That is true. Like, so they only want to build. If I'm understanding your comment correctly, the people just want to build around Caleb Williams, but they're like, okay, Justin, we keep Justin, don't build around him. Yeah, there's no logic to that. Someone said Washington Commanders is putting together a big package to present the poll so they can get Caleb, confirmed by Washington insiders. Oh, I would love to see that report. I would love to see that report. EV Warrior says, LOL, being happy if JF stays by the way of zero demand. Okay. Last says, Caleb was built for big things. Stay tuned. I think he's going to be good. I really do think Caleb Williams will be good. Someone says, I got respect for Muck. He is actually a real fan. He just wants Caleb, but he respects Fields. And that's the big thing. Just support who's ever your quarterback. Don't trash on your different players. That's my big thing. Like, okay, if we get Caleb, let's rock. If we keep Justin, let's ride. You know what I mean? Let's ride. At the end of the day, I think we just want to all see a winner. And I think that is what we're all striving for, is to see a winner in Chicago. So I do respect fans like that. He's just a Bears fan. Just a Bears fan. Thank you guys so much for interacting with me. I'm trying to catch up to all your comments. Obviously, you guys are interacting back and forth with each other, so I absolutely love that as well. MC Fact says, Keek, how long will you be on tonight? Obviously, I came on a little bit early. I was going to come in at 4:30. I'll probably push until 4:15-ish to 4:30, and I'll hop off, just depending. I do know I want to possibly go to the gym as well. You know, you got to get these gains. You got to keep working out, so I don't want to miss a day. But I wanted to come on early to address this rumor, talk to you guys on a Friday night, have a little bit of Friday night Q&A as well. Someone said, take it to the bank. JF is QB1. That's from Alan. Thank you so much for the comment, Alan. I appreciate you. Jim says, DraftKings now have Bears nearing to favorite for JF1 in 2024. It says Atlanta plus 140, Chicago plus 200, and then Pittsburgh 280. And I feel like those are the final teams that will possibly be the suitor for Justin Fields. So thank you for that. Bear 51 says, well, hell, at least they're talking about the Bears and not the Cowboys. LOL. Yeah, that's true. At least the Bears are getting some TV time, right? We're the biggest story of the offseason. Mark says, Justin has the heart and the work ethic, and his progressions are getting faster. Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing. I think someone said it in this chat already. Is like, it's like those little progressions. I think people obviously wanted to see that giant leap. And I think that's why people are upset, because he didn't take that massive leap. Obviously, you look at the situation that he was in, you could take that into account. But I think if we do bring back Justin Fields, I think we would have to see that big leap, right? So Trey Talk Sports Chicago, thank you so much for the comments. Says, what's going on, man? What if the Bears trade a number 1 overall pick, but trade Fields to, I think you said Atlanta, and we draft Jaden Daniels? And what's your take on Jaden Daniels? I've been hearing about him a lot. To me, the big thing on him, a lot of people are saying that he's just a skinnier version of quarterback Justin Fields. I think for me personally, though, if you trade the number 1 overall pick, right, and you get all that draft capital, and you trade Justin Fields, you get a little bit more draft capital, at least you are going to be able to build around your guy in Jaden Daniels. That's what I can say about that. At least you would be putting your player, your rookie quarterback, in the best situation as possible early on in his career. I do like Jaden Daniels' game. I really, really do. But I think he has a lot of the flaws that Justin Fields has. But at least he would be granted the opportunity to succeed early on in his career, because the Bears have done a lot of good work to this roster. They're no longer really in rebuild, right? They're almost finished with that rebuild. So not opposed to it, not the biggest fan of it, but I wouldn't be opposed. Once again, thank you guys so much for interacting with me in the comment section. Obviously, I'm trying to get to all the comments. I do appreciate you guys. If you guys are now tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new, make sure you hit the like button on this live stream as well. Make sure you share this podcast with every single Bears fan that you know. We're nearing free agency here. So obviously you need to make sure those bell notifications are hit so you guys do not miss any Keek on the Mic episodes. All right. Looking through the comments. Thank you so much for interacting with me. I do appreciate you. MC Fax says, I like the intro. It makes you want to dance. I hope so. I'm trying to wake you guys up. Someone told me yesterday, they're like, dang, Keek, right when your intro comes on, it's like super loud, right? Like it hits you right in the face. Like, can you turn it down? I'm like, no, I got to keep the volume up for you guys. I want to make sure you guys are awake and ready for my energy that I'm going to bring in my videos. Ooga Booga, love the name. Always love Ooga Booga when he comments. I'd love it. How much do you think Waldron could improve Justin Fields' skills? I think Shane Waldron would be massive for quarterback Justin Fields. Look what he was able to do with Geno Smith, right? And I think we can probably agree that Justin Fields is probably a little bit better than Geno Smith, right? So I think, when you look at a guy like Shane Waldron, just the creativity that he'll bring, he will constantly play to Justin Fields' strengths. And I think that's the big thing, to make him feel comfortable, to keep him on schedule on the early downs as well. Roll Justin Fields out, something that he did with Geno Smith a lot while in Seattle, obviously playing those 2 tight end sets as well. I think for me, I think it would be a good fit, Shane Waldron and Justin Fields, but at the end of the day, it is up to Ryan Poles to make that final decision, but I think it would be a good fit. Julia says, Keek, is it okay for me to reference another podcast that you have had in here recently? Yes, absolutely. Go ahead. I think I know what you're insinuating, Julia. I do. I think I saw him in here too, but it's okay. New York Giant 31. Thank you so much for tuning in. He says, Judo is on the chat. I'm glad. I'm really glad that he's here. I really am glad that he's here. He has a voice. He has the right to that opinion. I don't care. I think Judah is truly a fan. I really do. I think he has his bell notifications on every time my live streams hit, every time my videos hit. He's ready to screen record my podcast and my episodes to get content for his channel. So I appreciate the grind. I appreciate Judah as well. For sure. Once again, thank you guys so much for the engagement and interaction. When I do these live streams, I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just trying to go through the comment section and get to you all your comments. Miguel says, "Sup, Keek?" What's going on, Miguel? Thank you so much for tuning in. I was on the Nomad podcast, and they said a beat writer from the Commanders wrote that they're ready to send the Bears a haul for the #1 overall pick. Like I said, it could just be smoke screen. Maybe the Commanders are not interested in the #1 overall pick, but obviously those are things that you kind of have to take into account. Obviously, right? You have to make sure you're, trying your best not to fall into the trap too much. But that's definitely something that you have to monitor. Who knows? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Prince says, "It's as simple as this. Caleb Williams isn't as valuable as the amount of picks the #1 spot gets a GM in a draft class this loaded." Absolutely. The draft is loaded. I definitely can agree with that. Someone said, "I can't wait for this to be done." Yeah, I agree. John says, "Justin stays, Poles trades the picks. He is waiting for the right time and right offer." And that's maybe what he's doing. I don't know. I don't know what Ryan Poles is doing, but I think at this point we can all trust the decisions that Ryan Poles makes. So I'm going to sit back and just, enjoy the ride as much as possible. Yes, it's again annoying. Yes, it is, but just got to trust him. You got to trust Ryan Poles, and I feel like he's been good. Once again, I'm just trying to get through all the comments, looking through I really do. Appreciate all you guys' engagement with me. Last says, "Keek, I appreciate your perspective on this highly combative issue. We have our own thoughts, but you are staying classy." Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really care what you guys think. I don't care. Okay, I don't want to say I don't care what you guys think. I care what you guys think, right? That is your opinion, but I think we can be respectful about it. And I think that's what I'm trying to preach here. Like, I think there's many people that don't agree with my opinion. But when they have an opinion, I will never bash them about that. If you guys want Caleb Williams, that's cool. I think Caleb Williams will be an excellent player. And if Ryan Poles comes out and says, "Hey, we're going with Caleb Williams," let's ride. Let's see how he does. Let's see if the Bears can finally get it right. Philip says, "Thank you for sharing your time and having a great podcast. Cheers to you, Keek." Thank you, Philip, for being a loyal Keek on the Mic listener. I really do appreciate you. Julia says, "Bear down, Keek, and enjoy your family and weekend." Thank you. You guys do the same. I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm definitely going to enjoy some quality time with my daughter and my wife this weekend. Kyle says, "I really don't think that Poles is valuing the later round picks this year. Getting at 5-7 now shows that." Yeah, maybe he doesn't value them, but sometimes those are your money rounds. I'm not even gonna lie. Rounds 5-7, sometimes those are the rounds that you want picks, right? So once again, going through the comments, thank you. Thank you guys so much for the engagement. I like how you guys are engaging with each other as well. Michael says, "Anyone you are tracking in free agency? I kind of like Hunt from the Dolphins to add to our O line." Yeah, I like Hunt too. Yeah, I think he'd be a really good guard for this offensive line. I like Christian Wilkins, maybe kind of expensive. I like Danielle Hunter, maybe too expensive. I like Josh Jacobs, depending on how much he wants, maybe too expensive. Geno Stone, the safety, Xavier McKinney, the safety. It's guys that look out at. AJ Epinesa, the edge rusher. There's a lot of guys I'm keeping my eye on, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure how Ryan Poles is going to approach this. Once again, trying to go through all the comments. Trey Stockport Chicago says, because I just have a feeling that they might lean the way I like Jaden Daniels, but I'd rather take Maserati Marv and give Fields another weapon. Look what Fields has done with DJ Moore, and then you get Marvin Harrison Jr. Definitely good perspective there. Someone just said, is anyone tired of debating and ready to accept what happens? At this point, I'm not trying to debate nobody. I'm just ready for Ryan Poles to make a decision and support any quarterback that's out that is a Chicago Bear. So if it's Justin Fields, I'm going to support him. If it's Caleb Williams, I'm going to support him. Shoot, if it's Drake May, I'm going to support him. Dwayne Johnson says, I just want to make the playoffs next year. I'd be happy with either as long as we are winning. I really like JF1 though. You are not the only one. Julia says, total Bears fan, but real, not all based on rumors. Stats, so looked up Adam Mason before you say Fields hasn't improved. Jay Bond says, Justin Fields' skill set is there. He was not asked to do the things people criticize him for. Go watch him versus Pittsburgh. Throws over the middle, somewhat anticipation, quick release, let him free. Yeah, absolutely. I think his rookie year, was Justin Fields' best year. Whatever, Matt Nagy was doing with him that year was good, right? Once Luke Getsy came in, that's when his footwork got kind of slow, right? All that stuff. It seems like they weren't really trying to replicate or build on the little success that he was having or that he is having his rookie year. So I'm not sure what happened, but Philip says, Keek, Adam Mason has a very good podcast, excellent analyzing facts. Want to know if you ever watched them. No, I don't think I've ever watched Adam Mason, but I definitely will check him out. I'll definitely have to go check him out. Mug the General says, for me, I'd be okay with Ryan Poles giving up that top pick. The haul has to be massive. 3 1s, 2 2s, and a player. Massive. Yes, I definitely agree. Obviously that's what they're going to be looking for is a massive haul if they do trade the number 1 overall pick. And I think that's what Washington would probably be hesitant about, or even like New England, or even the Giants. Like, okay, Ryan Poles and the Bears made the Carolina Panthers look silly last year, right? Obviously, we have the number 1 overall pick because of the trade that we made last year with the Panthers. So they're probably trying not to make the same mistake. But if they feel like Caleb Williams is generational, right, and he's going to be good right away, they may take the risk and trade up the haul and go get Caleb Williams. We have Chicago Sports Talk Michael in the chat. He said, what's up, Keek? What's going on with you, Michael? Thank you so much for tuning in. Chicago Sports Talk Michael said, Ghost of Judah is in here. Yes, I've already saw him. It's all good. Like I said, I like people that come into my channel. Most of the people that are in here probably have the bell notifications on, right? Right when I post, like, oh, time to come in. Yep. So I appreciate it. I appreciate, all the fans that I have. Definitely appreciate it. Someone says, and this is how I feel. Caleb Williams might be the best QB, but I am damn sure that Marvin Harrison is the better player, and in my opinion, should go number 1 to the Bears. Polls draft him. Yeah, I think Marvin Harrison's going to be a damn good player as well. I think whoever gets him is going to be really, really lucky. One sec, going through all the comments. Thank you so much. Someone said, "Good morning, team. Where do you live? It's 4:09 here. You said good morning." I'm gonna leave this comment up for a little while because obviously Chicago Sports Talk Michael has something to say to Judah. I know they have a little bit of back and forth action. Someone asked, how do you like Jalen's contract? I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. You know, his cap hit this year is only $14 million. So the Bears actually saved $6 million. Because obviously, if he played on the franchise tag, it would have been like 19.8, $20 million for one season. But by extending him, we saved $6 million for free agency this year, right? So once again, just another masterful job by Ryan Poles. Once again, keep engaging with each other. If you guys want to go back and forth with each other, that's totally fine. This is an open, like I said, this is a safe space. Go ahead and talk your stuff. This is one of my favorite questions that people ask me all the time. Dave says, random question, being from Cali, what made you a Bears fan? So my great-grandparents, so my great-grandma and my great-grandpa were born and raised in Chicago. You know, my great-grandma actually used to call me Keek. She's the one that gave me the KIEQ nickname Keek. So my podcast is obviously kind of like paying homage to her. And, you know, I chose to name my show Keek on the Mic, paying homage to her as well. She used to tell me stories how she used to go to Bears games for like 25 or 50 cents. So, you know, listening to her stories and all that stuff. And obviously my dad was a Bears fan his whole life as well. Just learning the history, you know, talking to her about the Bears and learning the history of the Bears really just drew me to the organization. Someone said keep Fields plus build equals championship. Someone said Fields ain't going nowhere, so all you Fields haters can put away the hooch. I don't even know what a hooch is. Oh, man. Once again, thank you so much for the interaction. If you guys have any more questions for me, keep them asking. Someone said, what do you think the odds are Field stays? I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's 50-50. I'm not going to say one way or the other. I think it's 50-50. I think all options are on the table. Someone said, I saw a show that said Jalen Johnson will be making $28 million this year and $16 million in the final 3 years of his contract, but the cap hit is only $14 million. Philip says, Keek, George House purchased the Cater Staley's Bears for $100 in 1920. Pretty good investment. Yeah, I would say so now, right? A damn good investment. Brandon Green says, I have been going back and forth with cats who say the market for Justin proves he is trash. The issue is they do not look at the supply and demand. Other teams know if they continued. Yeah, you have to look at everything. I think, you know, anyone can believe what they want to believe. That's the fun of the game. That's the fun of the sport. Everyone has a right to their opinion. Once again, thank you guys so much for the engagement. Like I said, I see you guys are engaging with each other. Like I said, try your best to be respectful to one another. That's all I ask. If you guys don't want to listen, it is what it is. If you guys want to be disrespectful to each other, that's on you. But I try my best to be. All right, someone asked if I can get the question up. Who's your preferred QB if we don't keep JF1? For me, it's Daniels. I think if you're going to get rid of Justin Fields, it needs to be Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams has to be the guy. That's just my opinion. I like Jaden Daniels. I like Drake May. I really do. But I think it would have to be Caleb Williams. I think that's the only person they probably would replace Justin Fields with at this point is Caleb Williams. Someone said, I'll be respectful, but you're still not getting my Bud Light. Yeah, never give away your beer. Never give away your beer. I feel that. Jay Bond says, what do you feel are still great holes to fill that has to be plugged before the season starts? Well, we have a massive need at the safety position to fill the Eddie Jackson hole. We can use depth at the offensive line. We need an edge rusher. Some people say we need a quarterback, and that's what some people are thinking. Oh, we're just a quarterback away. I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's that simple. I don't think we're just a quarterback away. I think that's what we have to realize. Someone said next week the fun is really going to begin. Great time to be a Bears fan. Absolutely. It's a great time to be a Bears fan. Someone said, so are you a 49ers fan too? No, I'm a full Bears fan. I actually can't stand the San Francisco 49ers. I think I dislike the 49ers more than I dislike the Green Bay Packers, to be quite honest, because I live in California. So that's all I see is 49er fans. Smooth Cat says, what do you feel Caleb's ceiling is, Keek? I think Caleb Williams' ceiling could be pretty high. I think it's for all quarterbacks, it's just about the situation that they're in. Do we believe that the Bears have put the right pieces in place to make Caleb Williams successful? I think he can be a really good player in the National Football League, but it's all on the Chicago Bears organization to take him there. Someone said, we need to get Sweat some help on the other side, take some pressure off the kid, and we need a wide receiver too. Yes, absolutely. That would be very, very good options. We gotta attack the edge rusher position. Someone said Josh Jacobs, Saquon, or Tony Pollard. We gotta be getting one of those guys. Bears need a game-breaking running back. I would probably say Josh Jacobs. I actually did a video yesterday on Josh Jacobs. And obviously there's mutual interest. And I think Josh Jacobs is elite. In 5 seasons with the Raiders, over 5,500 yards, 46 rushing touchdowns, a 4.2 average yards per carry. He's had 3 1,000 yards rushing seasons in his first 5 years. The dude is a really good running back. Don't know why the Raiders are messing that thing up. Dave says, what's the first move you think we do Monday? I think it's signing Gabe Davis. Honestly, you haven't heard a lot about Gabe Davis coming to the Bears, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Bears target Gabe Davis to come and be the wide receiver 2 for the Chicago Bears, right? So someone said, I can relate, Keek. I'm from VA, but I grew up hating Washington. Watching Sweetness play led me to being a Bears fan. Feel that. I love that. Yeah, my dad grew up a huge Walter Payton fan, so that's what, drew him to the Chicago Bears. Smoothcast says Jared Verse is the guy to help Montez out. Marvin as the wide receiver 2 would be epic for us. And see, the Bears have the opportunity to do that. They have the opportunity to get both of those guys. Trading down for number 1. Hey, they have the opportunity to do that. That's the crazy thing. 49ers Ultimate Report. Thank you so much for tuning in. He says, sup, Keek. Also thought you my bro. What 49ers do to you? Hey, when you live in California, all you hear is Bang Bang Niner Gang. You hear the E40 song. Obviously, I have a lot of family members and friends that are 49ers fans. The barber shop I go to is a full of 49er fans. And that's all they do is they'll come in. I'll go into the barber shop and they'll be like, bang, bang. And I'm like, oh, man, not again. So I don't have any, I don't know. I don't think it's a hatred towards the 49ers. It's just like, that's all I see. That's all I'm around. So sometimes it gets annoying. Jeffrey says, yeah, I appreciate your haters, bro. Judah clearly is your biggest fan. LOL. Yeah, he probably has the bell notifications on. That's all good, though. Like I said, the more viewers, we have 160 people in the chat. I do appreciate that. All the love and support. Like I said, the grind will never stop for you guys. It's never going to stop. 49ers Ultimate Report says, what's new with the Bears? Still trying to figure out our quarterback shit. Hey, there's rumors going around saying that Justin Fields is staying, and there's rumors going around saying we're trading him, right? So I guess we just got to wait for Ryan Poles to make that final decision. Joe Ramirez says, what do you think, Keek? Do you think this thing with the Bears feels like the movie Draft Day, but better? Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. Like Ryan Poles is going to call people like, Bo Callahan, I don't think he's the guy. And he's going to be he's going to just going to be Caleb Williams. I don't think Caleb Williams is the guy. You know what I mean? Like, and people are going to be stressing out like, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah. Yeah. That's the first thing I thought of. Love that movie, by the way. Someone said, how many Rams fans are in Cali or Chargers? I don't really see a lot of Chargers fans. I know my best friend is a big Chargers fan. I know a couple of Chargers fans. I would probably say I probably see more Rams fans. Well, I can't say that. They're pretty equal. Surprisingly, I've seen a whole lot of Bears fans in California. Like, Bears fans run deep in California, believe it or not. Yeah, believe it or not. Someone says, what center do you prefer that they draft and sign? Obviously, Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon would be my top center in the draft. Connor Williams would probably be my top guy, or Lord Cushenberry from Denver would probably be my top center in free agency. Got to get one of those guys. Have to get one of those guys. I know they said Ryan Bates is probably going to be our center, but I think we still need to address it. Philip says, make another trip to Chi-Town, Keek. Pre-game tailgating at Soldier Field is such a great time. Yeah, that's my next goal. The next time I come to Chicago, tailgate. And maybe I'll tailgate one of you guys. Someone needs to invite me to their tailgate next time I come out there. That's the big thing. Because obviously I'm from California, so I'm not going to be prepared. I'm coming on a flat, so I'm not going to be prepared to do a tailgate. So I need to, someone needs to invite me to their tailgate. Juan says, California Bear fan here. Yes, fellow California Bear fan. How you doing? Bear down to you. Someone says, I've been saying Poles has a note in his pocket saying it's Marvin Harrison no matter what. Speaking of draft day. That would be funny. Like, this whole time, they're like, the plan was, okay, let's just put out all these rumors to throw people off guard. But it's Marvin Harrison Jr. no matter what. Once again, thank you guys so much for the engagement. Make sure you hit that like button on this live stream. That would be really much appreciated. JC says, I'm okay to trade down more and get one running backs, one more wide receivers in the draft. Yeah, definitely agree. Juan says, bear down. Jay Bond says, what's your stance on the new stadium? I think they just need to get a stadium with a dome, personally. Like, who wants to play and who wants to sit in the cold and watch their team play in the cold? So I think it's going to happen eventually. Ugo Buga says, I feel like this doesn't get talked about enough, but I think getting a punter of some sort will be beneficial for our defense. Yeah, a punter that can pin the other team deep in their own territory, especially with a defense that's probably going to be top 10. Yeah, it's really an underlooked factor for sure. JC says, wide receiver class is too deep this year. Yes, it is. There's a lot. It's not even just Marvin Harrison Jr., right? You can even go as deep as Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy, right? Brendan Rice. Like, it just, the wide receiver group this year in NFL draft is deep. Mahal Bear says, is Bowers a reality in Chicago? He should be. If, let's say the Bears opt to maybe go Caleb Williams #1, and maybe all the receivers are gone. Maybe at 9, you take Bowers, especially knowing that Shane Waldron likes those 2 tight end sets. I think he'd be the perfect complement for Cole Kmet as well. Someone said, Keek, does Caleb Williams need to play to the level of Patrick Mahomes to be considered a good pick or even the right pick for the Bears? No. He does not need to play at that level of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is at a totally different level. I think he just needs to play well in his first year so Ryan Poles and the Bears do not regret that decision. Someone says, I'm so ready for the draft already. So all this bickering can stop. Go Bears. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to stop this bickering, Bears fans. We're all Bears fans. Our loss is a draft Caleb Williams, and they will still have to develop him without the weapons. The Bears are in a position to fill most key needs by trading the number 1 overall pick and using that and the number 9. I totally agree. Good assessment there. Brandon Green says, what's the success criteria for Caleb or for Justin? I'm guessing you're saying it may have to be different, honestly. It may have to be different because you take Caleb Williams, you still have a whole lot of holes to fill. So the team still won't be quite there yet. But I still think this is a team that can make the playoffs as soon as next year. So I think with Justin or Caleb Williams, I'm expecting playoffs from this team. And I know that may not be fair to Caleb Williams, but if you draft Caleb Williams, I'm saying this again, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face, but if you draft Caleb Williams, you're telling me that he's better than Justin Fields right now. So he should be able to take the Bears to the playoffs in year 1. That may be unfair, but I guess that's what I'm standing on. Yeah, someone said every game they will compare the stats for both. Yeah, it doesn't matter if we have Caleb or not, or Justin or not. You know, people are going to be like, oh, look at Justin did well, or no, Caleb Williams sucked, or it's going to go back and forth. This is never going to stop. Yeah, I think the criteria is playoffs. Jay Bond says, although it's a win-win, the question is, can you win with Justin? If yes, you trade the pick and don't look back. And that's probably the questions that they are trying to figure out right now. This is the big time decision for Bears history, right? This is probably the toughest decision that they've had to make in Bears history. So I know some people may disagree with that. Some people are like, Justin Fields sucks and let's just move on from him. And, the other side are like, no, don't get Caleb Williams. It just depends, we just got to trust Ryan Poles. Someone asked, Gucci Finesse says, if we were to sign a free agent at who would you like? Who? I like Christian Wilkins. I like Danielle Hunter. I like Bryce Huff, the edge rusher. I really like Josh Jacobs. I like Gabe Davis too. I like Curtis Samuel. Like some of the offensive linemen that are out there. Connor Williams, Lloyd Cushenberry, the centers. Oh, you're asking for receivers, wide receivers. Gabe Davis, Curtis Samuel, Calvin Ridley may be an expensive option, but I like him. I think he played well last year as well. Those are a couple of guys I'm looking at. Someone said, what's your opinion if they draft Caleb Williams and keep Fields? They can trade Fields or even Caleb Williams depending on how it pans out throughout the season. I'm not sure if that's the best idea. I think it's just too much conflict there. I mean, if the Bears did do that, I think it would shock the hell out of me. I'll tell you that. Someone said, yeah, that's what happened. He's staying in Chicago. Brandon Campbell, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Brandon Green says, do you think all things considered, Caleb would have to have a better first season than Justin with the exact same team composition? Yeah, I would probably say so. I know it may seem unfair, but once again, you're saying that he's better than Justin Fields right now if you draft him. This is a team that I feel like should be able to compete as soon as next year. So I'm not saying like Super Bowl, but I'm talking about like at least the playoffs. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. Someone says, I want to see the Chicago Bears draft a 2024 Ohio State Buckeyes wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. I think a lot of people would agree with you. Someone says, I want to trust Poles, but it's hard not to accept Bears to do the Bears thing. Still torn with Poles, not firing Getsy after week 4 and keeping Flus. Arlaw says, I don't care for the intro because I'm too old, but you are entertaining and informative. I do appreciate that. I try to bring the latest content, latest information to you guys. within reason. I think sometimes with the baby running around, it's hard for me to make these podcasts, but hey, we make it work. We make it work, but I do appreciate you. All right, Bears fans, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this Friday evening or Friday night live stream wherever you're located. But once again, just wanted to come on here really quick and give you guys some rumor news and talk to you with you guys a little bit. But once again, I do appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button on this live stream. Make sure you share this podcast with every single Bears fan that you know. Once again, free agency does start next week. Once again, sorry, I don't want to wrap it up soon. Someone just gave me a super chat. We got a super chat. Thank you, Nico Suave. Thank you so much. It says keep JF1 and MSJ and grab the best O lineman at 9. I think that's a very, very good plan. Thank you so much. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the show. I do appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. The support has been crazy of the channel. Once again, the free agency period will start next week, but I love every single one of you guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week for some big time content as free agency starts for the Bears. As always, guys, bear down to every single one of you guys. Peace.